Hi, I'm Leeds United captain Ross McCormack. When I'm at home chilling out, there's nothing better I like doing than reading and listening to writingagarykelleys.com.
After a frustrating first season at Leeds, how did you manage to turn it round, enjoy a great second season?
Listen, I think there's a few factors in the first season. I think my first start away to Doncaster, I got injured in a tackle. I done my knee and my ankle. After that, by the time I come back, obviously Luciano was scoring goals, Johnny was playing well, Max was playing well wide left, Snoddy was playing well wide right, so I just had to bide my time. I spoke to the manager, Simon Grayson at the time. I spoke to him a few times about obviously my position in the squad, and he said just keep your head down and work hard. He says it'll all change next season. He had a plan for me the following season, and to be fair to him, he stuck to his word, and the second season I had a good year.
That season as well, you were scoring some in reserves, weren't you? You're getting some
but listen,
beauties. I remember seeing a couple.
I mean, the thing is, when you play in reserve games, you could be playing against 15, 16-year-old kids, so you don't. It's just about fitness in them games. You don't really take anything out of it. But I kept my fitness up. I stayed sharp, and I got in at the end of the season into the team and scored a couple.
Yeah.
Probably jumping a bit to this season, being made captain. Obviously, a lot's been said now. You've probably answered loads of questions about it, but how do you see yourself as a captain, and what's it mean to you really now after about a month in it now?
Listen, it means a lot to me. I'm proud, especially my first game at home to Leicester. It was an unbelievable experience. I'm still growing in that role. I might be a little bit different type of captain than everyone might want or think that we need, but I think gone are the days of captains where you've got people by the throat at half time and going off their head with players. You've got to speak to players properly now to get the best out of them, and that's what I try and do.
It's probably a bit different for a striker than a centre back as well, or something, isn't it? Do you lead by example by scoring goals? When Rudy was captain, he'd be putting in a few tackles, I guess. Do you think it's different on the pitch?
Not really, no, because I think basically if you break it down, all it is an armband. There's probably a lot more responsibility off the pitch, but on the pitch, nothing changes because everyone should be talking out there, everyone should be doing their job, so in that sense nothing changes.
Did you speak to Gordon Strachan about it when you were made captain?
No, to be honest I didn't. He just wished me all the best and said he'll see me in the next trip, and that was it really. It was as simple as that.
What about your goal tally this season then? 23 is it so far? And counting?
Yeah, I got 23 in the league, yeah.
It's not bad, is it?
It's good, yeah. I think I think maybe the first dozen games or something I was sort of playing deeper as well, so when the gaffer changed my position, that's when I started to score, and just hopefully I can get a few more towards the end of the season now, and go into the summer on a high.
Do you set yourself a target then, beginning of every season? Do you say I'm going to get 15, 20?
Never, no. I just always try and do my best for the team. It's difficult because I seem to be one of them players that the manager sort of asked to play different positions quite a lot, and I don't mind doing it. If the manager wants me to play wide, or if he wants me to play midfield or whatever, then I'll do it for the team. I never say I want to score 20 goals, I want to score 25 goals. I never do it, no.
What's your best position? Where do you prefer playing?
I prefer to play through the middle.
Yeah.
Whether it be in a 1 or a 2, I'm not fussed, but I know sometimes the managers might need me to play somewhere else, and that's no problem.
That's good.
We were discussing that actually, because you played up front by yourself, you played with other people. Do you prefer playing with a strike partner? Because I remember thinking how well you played with Andy Keogh a couple of seasons ago, because that seemed to work really well. But then you've played up front by yourself, and that's worked well as well. So
I don't really mind, to be honest. I think as long as the team's playing well, then I'm going to get chances. And I think one thing I have said since I come to the club is if I get chances, then I'm confident that I'll score goals. Chances have dried up of late, hence probably why we've not scored as many goals. But we're working hard on the training field to get back to creating chances. And like I said, if we create chances, then we'll score goals.
What would be personally your favourite goal that you've scored this season, do you reckon?
I got asked this the other day actually. What was it? Well, Juicy said Sheffield Wednesday at home.
Yeah,
We were just
that's the one we went.
we were on the way here and we were asking ourselves and we said Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, to be fair, I couldn't remember, to be honest. You know,
You scored that many. That's
no, it's not even that. It's, my memory's a joke, like, and it's.
that Sheffield
I was
Wednesday
trying
goal
to think.
was brilliant.
You know, I think it helped the defender was a bit. He was on his heels, wasn't he? To be honest, when I pushed it around him.
Zayati, yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably say that one. Yeah, just
Couple at Charlton. You could probably pick out a couple.
Yeah, maybe the free kick at Charlton. Actually, yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
It was just perfect distance to get it up and down. But yeah, probably Sheffield Wednesday goal. To be honest, yeah, definitely.
Just talk about last two games, like in contrast to Huddersfield, like Yeovil, QPR, who played well. Them games, obviously Saturday at Bolton, Tuesday night. What do you think's gone wrong? How do you think putting them performances previously and then it's just all gone wrong, really, hasn't it?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It's
Was there too much pressure on the squad playing at home? And because I think we did kind of factor 6 points, didn't we? You kind of thought we might get 2 wins out of them too, didn't we?
I've read all that nonsense about players being afraid to play at Ellen Road and all that, but you know, everyone should be able to play in front of a crowd. It's everyone's dream to play in front of a big crowd. So, you know, there's 19,000 fans there the other day. You know, there's other clubs in the Championship that get more than that. Are you telling me that obviously the lads can't handle playing in the Championship now? I don't think that's a fact. I think what it doesn't do, it doesn't help when the fans are on your back and they're singing you're not fit to wear the shirt and all that. But as a player, I understand the fans' frustration because at the end of the day, you know, I'm a fan as well. I'm a fan of, you know, when I was growing up, I was a Celtic fan. I used to go to games. My dad used to vent his frustration when they weren't playing well. It's just what happens. But you know, you got to be a big enough person to come through that, and it's up to us now. I think you could have said the Sheffield Wednesday game was a freak now. But I think the last 2 games have showed it's not a freak, and you know there is. I can't put your finger on it, but there's, you know, you can't go. I think 1-0 down in both games, Saturday and Tuesday, and then all of a sudden before 60 minutes you're 4-0 down. Yeah,
the chances of both games being exactly the same. I think
that shouldn't happen at any level. You know, I think the last thing I said at half time to the boys on Tuesday was don't give any silly free kicks away. Straight after half time we gave a silly free kick away and Drenthe puts it in the top bin. That's him, his quality. And we're up against it right away. But you can't legislate for that kind of collapse, capitulation, if that's what you call it, because you know, 1-0 down, we've been in that position many times this season at Ellen Road, shooting into the Cop, we've turned it round. Look at Watford at home, 2-0 up, 60 minutes, we're 3-2 up. But you know, we didn't give ourselves a chance. You know, with a slight bit of hope when Rudy scores to make it 4-2 the other night. I had a chance after about 80 minutes. You know, it sort of hit my thigh and went wide. I didn't really see it coming over the defender's head. It's not good enough, really. That's the bottom line. It's not good enough for this club, and it's not good for anyone. It's personal pride. It's not good enough. That's it.
So when it went to 4-2, there was actually, we played quite well for the last half an hour. That's, I think, what everyone was thinking.
We thought they would have come back, because we had some chances, didn't we?
Exactly.
You had them up back foot as well from 60th minute. That last half hour, they were on their arse.
They were, I think if we'd nicked another one maybe before 75, should
have had a penalty, I think. And there were a couple of stray on balls I could see. I was screaming for them. But I think I was just getting desperate now. I just wanted you to pull it back,
I know. But that's the thing, listen, when
you get them,
you know why we started playing well? The crowd were behind us.
It was great atmosphere.
The atmosphere was unbelievable. The last, I say between maybe 60 and 80 minutes. After that, the fans probably realised that it wasn't going to happen or whatever. But you know, for that 20 minutes, the atmosphere was unbelievable, and they lifted the lads. And that's what we need. We need the fans to be right behind us, and that gives us every opportunity in every game at home.
I took my old man for the first time. He's from Glasgow, and he's a Rangers fan actually, but he likes. he used to follow Leeds in the 60s, 70s, and when we were 4-0 down, I thought, oh, fuck, what have I brought in here? You know, he's not going to come back. And at the end, we were walking out. He says, "When's your next game? When's your next home? I want to come back." Atmosphere were just brilliant. It reminded him of the old days, you know, because it was just that last half an hour. The atmosphere was just.
It was special.
People wanted it.
It was special. Everyone was, was going for it. We didn't really worry about what could have happened defensively. We just went for it. It was all out attack. I was playing wide right, Moat wide left. The two big boys up front. Rudy was bombing on. Murph was bombing on at times.
Yeah.
It was, and I know we were 4-2 down or whatever, but it was quite enjoyable to see. You know, everyone just thinking, nah, we're going for this here and that's it. It was enjoyable, but obviously the result wasn't good enough.
What about the stuff off the field then? Is that affecting the players at all? Do you just block it out, or do you look at it and think, just get on with it?
Well, to be honest, we've got no clue what's happening. The only thing I hear about the takeover is if I read anything on Twitter or if I speak to anyone on the phone. It's like, oh, what about this, what about that? But it's all hearsay. No one knows. And I think that's part of the problem. You've got reporters and all that reporting things on Twitter. It's just all hearsay. It's like Chinese whispers. Everything. Someone says something, so he goes to someone else, and then he goes to someone else, and before you know it, just everything blows out of proportion. But that's what happens when you're at a big club. I look at Charlton. No one had a clue they were getting taken over.
No.
All of a sudden it got announced there's been a takeover. You know that's what should have happened here.
Yeah.
You know, and if the takeover didn't happen, and you know Mr. Massimo Cellino doesn't take over the club, he would have went away. No one would have knew that he was even trying to take over the club.
I think it took Charlton 5 days to be approved.
Not long, was it?
Yeah, it just happened like that.
Yeah, well, there's obviously something holding it up. So hopefully it can be resolved as soon as possible for everyone's sake.
Looking forward to Burnley now. Basically, just what your thoughts are on that. Like, obviously, because they dropped points yesterday, didn't they? So it's quite a big game for them now, isn't it? Because looking for promotion, so it's be a good chance to hit back after those 2 games, I guess, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you could say it's a perfect game for us. We go there. Probably everyone's expecting us to get thumped 4 or 5 again. It's just opinions. I don't think that'll happen. So it's a good game. We've got nothing to lose in a sense. We go there, we look to play our football and pose ourselves in the game and get a positive result, which I've no doubt that we will get.
Yeah, definitely. I think at was it QPR, the last away game, we played some good stuff there, I think, especially first half. And you know, like this is why, you know, obviously last 2 games are a surprise, because we look good as well defensively, and we probably should have scored more than one, shouldn't we? So you know, if we play like that, I think got a good chance.
Good free kick as well.
Reflection. I'll take anything, to be honest.
Well, it was just after your penalty, wasn't it? About 5 minutes after that. Yeah. Have you been practising since then? Have you been
penalties?
Yeah.
I never practice penalties, to be honest. I just it's just how I feel on the day, like in terms of where I'm going to put it. But it was weird because I put a lot of penalties that side where it got saved. I know Robert Green. I knew he would be analysing it, so I thought he might have thought I'd go the other way.
Yeah.
I'd go down the middle. But I went that bottom corner and it gets saved again. So
that's what they do these days with keepers. They'll come up to them what they were a book and they'll say like, your penalties you've put 4 on the right in the last 6. You know what I mean?
Well, our goalie coach, he'll go to Jack or Paddy or whoever's playing and show them exactly where he's put all his penalties this season.
Yeah.
Whether that changes his mind or not in terms of where he's going to go, I don't know. But it's just to put something in your head.
Yeah.
What about obviously Jack Butland and Connor Wickham have come in? Have they've settled in since they've come in? Because obviously they've come with quite a big reputation, haven't they?
Yeah, no, listen, they're good lads. They've settled into the squad well. I think, like you say, Jack came in and got man of match right away at Middlesbrough. QPR had done well again. The last 2 games he's conceded a few goals, but I think many were his fault anyway. I don't think he could have done much with many of them. And Connor's just a good player. He got bought for a lot of money when he was younger. Maybe hasn't worked out the way he expected at Sunderland, but he's still a good player nevertheless, and a player that we're happy to have here.
Good. Best player you've played with at Leeds then, since you joined?
With at Leeds?
Yeah, so the best.
Don't know, to be honest. There's a few.
Could be biased as you like.
I could be biased. everyone will probably expect me to say like Snods or Max or Luciano or someone like that, but
but Andy Keogh, you had a good relationship with him, didn't you? A good partnership, you two.
Yeah, and he was a good mate of mine as well. Do you know what? I'd probably plump for Keogh because we worked so well, maybe. We played a lot of games together. I think the only other player that I've played a lot of games with up front is probably Matt Smith, and even then it's not a lot of games, it's a few games, so the partnership's not obviously at the stage where me and Andy got to that season, but I'd probably go and say Keogh, but just because the partnership that we had.
Yeah, Donny away springs to mind.
Yeah, I remember that.
He had a cracker, you two, that day, didn't you?
The only thing that was missing that night was Keogh scoring. But yeah, I'll go for Keogh.
Yeah.
Best player against, do you reckon?
In this league?
Could say anything internationally, possibly.
Oh, ever? The best player I've ever played against? Probably Robin. We played. My first start for Scotland was in the Amsterdam Arena, and he was playing wide left and I was playing wide right, and he was just a different level to anyone on the pitch. Even his own teammates, Snyder and all that, were playing Van der Vaart, Huntelaar, Van Persie, but he was just a different league. Like he was a beast. He was so strong you couldn't get near him. Like he was frightening.
Best mate in football?
Probably Peter Wickham at Cardiff, I'd imagine. Speak to him quite a bit still. Other than that, I've got a few good mates here. Hunty's top man, I got on really well with him.
Yeah, good. And then last question then, really, isn't it? Yeah,
just obviously you can't really answer that well, but looking into your future, have you got anything that you really want to achieve with your career? Like anything on where you see yourself going as a footballer? Management
or anything like that?
Nah, I don't. To be honest, I don't think I'll ever be a coach or a manager. To be honest, it just doesn't really. I don't know. It doesn't interest me really. I'll tell a lie. If I'm going to do any sort of coaching, it'll be with kids, like young kids. I think I'd imagine, but nothing like. I don't think I'll ever be a manager. But I'm still young. I'm still only 27. That can change. Obviously, I want to play in the Premier League at some point, and I'm sure that can be with Leeds. I want to keep playing for Scotland. Just the usual, really. Yeah.
Must have been relieved to finally get a start for Scotland, because you always pull out, don't you? You always get injured at the wrong time.
To be fair, the manager was on about that as well. I've pulled out a few squads and that, but this one I was fit and I played 80 minutes, or thereabouts, which was good.